Welcome to the session on how to develop the skills for the intelligent enterprise. So it's great to talk about technology, but without the skills how to use the great technology, there's not much to gain. So let's talk about skills. You saw this beautiful picture this morning already from Bernd with the intelligent enterprise and what it all entails. And as you see, it's a broad range of applications, entire new suite, all in the cloud. The digital platform, which contains a lot of technology that you can use to build your own solutions. And in the middle, the intelligent technologies with machine learning, IoT, analytics, and all of that. So is there a skill gap or is there no skill gap? And I brought you some statistics here just to motivate a little bit why it's important to look at skills. And admittedly, I'm preaching to the choir, sort of, because you're here at TechEd. You're in the session about skills, so I guess you are aware of the need to acquire new skills and that there is a skill gap today. Some statistics, we asked around with our installed base and asked our customers basically, do you already have all of the skills you need to be successful with the intelligent enterprise, with digitization? And 64% said no, we are not ready from a skill point of view. We know that we have to acquire additional skills. I would say if you ask me privately, the real percentage is probably much higher. The 64% of customers, they actually dare to say, yes, we know that we have a gap here. If you zoom out a little bit and look at the demand for IT professionals with the latest skills, then you will see that the skill gap is even wider. And I have just taken some results out of a study that the World Economic Forum just published last week, actually. They do every year, they do a report, World Economic Forum, lots of big companies are part of the World Economic Forum, most of the governments are, and year-round they collect data, and once a year they publish the Future of Jobs report. And they predicted, out of the data they have collected, that the skills to perform most of the jobs in 46% will change. And not just in 2030, no, within the next 4 years. Within the next 4 years. 42% skills will change. And then even more dramatically, if you look at them by person, so what does that mean per person? And their prediction is that 54% of the employees worldwide, and not just IT, in general, 54% of employees will need a significant upskilling. So we are really living in a times of change here, obviously, and having IT skills, either as an expert or as a user, become the prerequisite really to take part in this new economy and to be successful also as an intelligent enterprise already. So a little bit more data points here out of that study. The study also says what are these great digital skills that are needed. And I'm sorry, the font size is a little bit small, but I can read it out to you. So number one is data analytics. Then there's Internet of Things, machine learning, cloud computing, blockchain, of course. So all of these great technologies, if you know SAP, if you know the great technology that's now available in the cloud platform, then basically you have covered almost all of these skills for the future that make you successful as a person and make you successful also as a company and an organization. So we are on the right track here, okay? So great confirmation. So as I said, you made the right choice already to come to TechEd and learn. This year new, we not only have organized all of the TechEd content into 8 tracks, but we also offer 35 learning journeys along those tracks. Has anyone of you seen those learning journeys or used those learning journeys? So what are these learning journeys? So this is how the learning journeys look like. And the learning journeys tell you for a particular topic what's required to get an overview for that topic. What kind of assets, courses, e-learnings are available. Then in the next section is then, okay, give me the details. Give me the details. What does it take really to become fully competent then on that topic? And then there's also, of course, deep dive topics that you can choose depending of your focus area. So we created these learning journeys. By the way, learning journeys exist for all of the SAP products. They are available on the help portal. They are in the SAP Learning Hub. And for the TechEd, we produced special versions of these learning journeys. So the learning journeys told you what to learn, what you can do to prepare before you go to TechEd. And we have, on most of the topics, great open SAP courses, which are available freely on opensap.com. So you come to TechEd already prepared. On the learning journeys, you can also use them to plan your conference schedule here. So the learning journeys help you if you want to be competent in 1 or 2 topics, which sessions you actually need to attend. And then also new and almost revolutionary, these learning journeys also give you the opportunity to say, okay, and now after the event, I even want to go deeper in a certain topic. And for that, we will give all of the TechEd attendees free access to a special edition of the Learning Hub, where you not only find all of the sessions that happened here, all of them, including those ones you missed, okay? So you can get deeper also on other topics. And there's also additional material in, additional courses in that allow you really to go deeper. So that's included, that comes with your TechEd ticket this year. And for those of you, and I come later to that, the Learning Hub, it's not just a repository of content, there are learning rooms in, you can discuss with other experts, with our experts, and so on. So it's a rich learning experience. So that is new this year. In general, we redesigned our education offering completely during the last 5 years. 5 years ago, we used to have only classroom sessions available. So we would offer classroom courses. You have to come to an SAP training center and then, sit there for 2 or 3 days to learn about a specific topics. That's the gray area there, public classroom and customer-specific training. Then 5 years ago, we created OpenSAP, our MOOC platform, available for everyone. For most of the innovations, there is a course on OpenSAP. It might not give you all of the details, but it gives you a great overview what these new technologies or this new software actually can do for your business. Then 4 years ago, we started the Learning Hub, which is our main learning platform. So all of the content on all of SAP products and technology can be found in the Learning Hub. We complemented it shortly thereafter with training systems on demand. We call it Live Access. And today it's also possible to do your certification in the cloud. You don't even have to come to SAP anymore. You can do it all in the cloud. So let me go deeper a little bit into the individual topics here. So OpenSAP, who of you have used OpenSAP more than the learning journeys? Great, we're getting there. OpenSAP, the big topic or headline is, of course, intelligent enterprise. And what does this intelligent enterprise mean? If you are following OpenSAP, then you know that we launched a number of OpenSAP courses on the different topics of the intelligent enterprise, and there are more to come. So you can find a course there, an overview course on the HANA Cloud, Leonardo enabling the intelligent enterprise, and so on. So for all of the different components. And there is, as I said, there will more is in the pipeline. So please follow OpenSAP, and then you can stay at least on an overview level, make sure that your knowledge is current. Then the Learning Hub, I already said, we started it 4 years ago. 4 years ago, as more or less as a repository of learning content. Okay, so there are e-learnings in e-books, videos, anything you need to stay current on a particular topic. We added, in the meantime, the learning rooms. Those are learning rooms based on Jam, by the way, where social learning can happen. So you can ask questions, leave comments. The experts are going in, answering questions. And there is additional material in, such as videos or an event schedule of live sessions and so on. So those are the learning rooms. We added the learning journeys. So, of course, all of the learning journeys are also in the Learning Hub. And as I said, live access, the possibility to get access to a training system, a live training system, to actually practice what you just learned in a course is also available through the Learning Hub. And you can use it also, by the way, as a learning management system. So if you want your team, for example, to become competent on a particular topic, you can use the LMS functionality that's available in there as well. The Learning Hub is based on the SAP LMS. And when we started with the Learning Hub, it was basically one big edition. We called it the Professional Edition, where everything was in, all products, everything, all levels. And earlier this year, we launched the so-called solution editions of the Learning Hub. So we chopped up the content basically according to our main solutions, and that's now also available. So for customers who don't want to have everything or don't need everything yet, they can also start with a solution edition for the Learning Hub. Now, as I said, it's all about continuous learning because the technology will keep changing. Those percentages that I showed in the beginning with the World Economic Forum, that the knowledge and skill profiles continuously change, we also wanted to, well, to reward people who actually make the effort to continuously learn, okay? We have certifications, SAP certifications for, decades, basically. The old way of getting an SAP education was to go through the required courses, then certify once, and then basically, run with that certificate forever, for maybe almost your entire professional life. You are a certified CRM consultant or finance consultant. Now, unfortunately, obviously, those times are over in the cloud with quarterly shipments, not annual shipments. And it's not on-premise anymore, where maybe solutions are actually in productive use for a number of years, and there wasn't a big change. So this recertification wasn't really the issue. But with the cloud, it really matters that your knowledge is content. Or if you hire a consultant into your implementation project, you want to know, when did this guy actually certify? Is the certification current, right? Because within a year, and Wieland will later on certainly tell you that, there were already 4 shipments in S/4HANA Cloud. So even if your certification is 1 year old, which seems to be pretty recent, you already missed 3 or 4 updates. So what did we do? We invented badges, okay? Not just good old SAP certificates that you can hang on the wall and that sit somewhere on a database for experts. No, we have now digital badges that you can hook up with your social identity. So you can actually, when you make the effort to learn and you earn a certificate or you do a certain assessment successfully, then you can share it actually on social media. This is a way, to show that you're somebody who is current with this knowledge. As an employer or a partner of SAP, this is obviously also a great way then to identify which people have a certification, and with just one click on the certificate, you can actually validate it. So that's why we invented the badges. As I said, we just handed out the first badges earlier this year, and today we already have 35,000 badges granted, and they are somewhere, you find them on LinkedIn and so on. So it's quite popular. Classroom. As I said, 5 years ago, we only had Classroom. We will continue to have Classroom, of course, because it's a great learning experience, right? Having uninterrupted time, focusing on one topic and just on learning, and doing that in a group is still a very effective means to learn. What got in the way a little bit in the recent years is, okay, but you have to travel. Right? I mean, we cannot offer, obviously, all of the courses in all of the locations we have. So we started this year SAP Live Class as the new way of providing virtual classroom session. Well, you can tell maybe from the picture, it's a very modern video conferencing solution. You see the teacher, you see all the other fellow learners. So it comes very close to a real classroom experience. And we piloted it this year. It was quite successful. So next year we are planning 2,700 sessions worldwide to do on live class. That means for you, you have got more choice, right? Of course, from a time zone perspective and a language perspective, it needs to fit, but it gives you more choice than if you just wait until, at the SAP training center around the corner, exactly the courses offered that you want. Shifting gears a little bit, we talked about professionals and SAP experts who need to continuously learn. That's fine. But let's not forget about the business people and the end user, the people who actually use this great technology to create value. Now, there are numerous studies out that clearly say it really pays off to invest in the enablement of those end users. Okay, IDC did a study and then compared organizations who really make an active effort to enable the end users as best as they can. And there were others on the other spectrum, obviously, organizations who said, okay, they pick it up somewhere, it's not that important, the solution is more important. And the difference then in productivity, in the KPIs they wanted to achieve, as defined in the business case, was actually 7 to 13 times the best companies were more productive than the worst companies. Those are the two extremes. But if you go to the middle, it's still a productivity increase for around 50%, 80%. The better the end users are enabled, the more you're getting, the more value you are getting actually out of that investment. Now the challenge is, how do end users find the time to learn actually about the solution? Okay. And there are other studies out there, also from IDC here, that asked what are the preferences of employees, how do they want to work? And predominantly, most people, they want to work as part of their job. They want to learn, as others call it, in the flow of work, basically. Anyway, learning in the flow of work, that's the way to go. So end users, they don't want to leave basically the application and go to some learning solution to learn about it. They want to see it in the solution, okay? Now, luckily we offer that. In S/4HANA Cloud, for example, we have integrated on every screen an embedded help and learning function. It's called the web assistant. And it comes with standard content, with preloaded content that SAP actually produced. And the good thing is, if you don't like that content or it doesn't quite fit to your use case and you want to make it 100% how you are using the S/4HANA solution, then you can add and change that content with the help of the Enable Now solution. And Enable Now, I mean, the scenario with S/4HANA is new. It's 1 year old, 1.5 year old since we have that. But SAP Enable Now is around for quite a while, and we have more than 3,000 customers already on Enable Now today. So that's about the end users. Now, to inspire business people, decision makers, etc., it's not enough just to send them to a technical training, or they simply wouldn't go. So we are currently piloting a new offer which is called the Innovation Academy. And the Innovation Academy is, it's a classroom course, and there the aim is really to teach the mindset of digital transformation, to give the participants also the tools how to be creative and how to create a digital transformation strategy. So we do that together with a well-known partner, Hyper Island, and we'll see how it goes. If you have someone who might be interested in, there's the registration link. It's still a pilot, as I said. Takeaway for today, 2 things. Learning needs to be a continuous cycle, obviously, and you need to start today. There's no reason to wait, right? The skills for delivering this intelligent enterprise, they need to be acquired, and you should really start today. And then if you go through that cycle, it starts with, okay, you need to upskill, you need to define what's the skill profile you need to have in your SAP team, in your IT team, preparing the professionals basically. But then also, maybe not even as a second step or as a 1.5 step, mobilize the business for change. You have to take the business with you, obviously, and that requires also knowledge. They know how this new world could look like. They really want to know how in the future business is being done. Okay, that's number 2. And then obviously, once you've created the solution and implemented it, train the end users, don't forget about the end users. Any investment in there pays off big time. And then it's about measuring and optimizing the performance and, keep getting this loop going of adapt and innovate, and always go around and say, okay, and now in the next round, what's the next target for the skill development plan? Okay, so as I said, 2 key takeaways to take with you. It's all about continuous learning, and there's no reason why not starting today. Thank you very much.